We're back.
Are we back?
We are back.
All right, let's see what we got here. Much better.
Yeah.
We are not in slideshow mode anymore. I love it.
Love to see it. All right.
We'll wait until we get our peoples back in here and we can give a brief update on current game state here.
Take it in.
Very good dodge from Zodiac there to not get killed mid lane from the gank.
I didn't know if I had ult, but I think he was just barely where Zodiac got invisible before I could ult.
Bot lane is in a bit of a nightmare situation currently. The Ezreal's just so safe and not diveable anymore, so they can just farm for solo XP while this Maokai roams. And we are seeing the effects of that right now. That's a very good Maokai ult. They're attempting to kill the Ezreal on the bot side of the map. The Ezreal is killing the Alistar. The Ashe does pick up the kill, but it looks like an absolute slaughter from the blue side. Just a big roam by the Maokai.
You know, it's always really good when you're playing ADC. They dive you, you get a kill, and your team gets kills other places. It feels so good.
Bot lane is able to deny at least a minion wave from that Ezreal. Actually denies almost full 2 waves. I think it will be just about a full 2 waves time he gets there. Decent exchange for the Ashe to come back into the game in terms of gold split. Ashe is now coming back with Kraken Slayer, and Ezreal is still not finished with the Triforce yet, so they do have a slight advantage here in this 2v2 again. But this Maokai is having a whole lot more impact on the map. This Alistar just hasn't had the opportunity to be able to roam yet.
Yeah, Ezreal's one of those champions that can kind of lock you into lane. But they definitely need to get this Alistar out of lane. This Ashe needs to be able to just farm safely in her tower.
Make sure you hit O and X so that you can show gold for our viewers as well. There you go. Perfect. So what is our thoughts after 11 minutes of gameplay here now, and now that we've got our stream corrections, how are we feeling about this Yasuo lock here?
Yeah, it's kind of what we thought from the get-go. We didn't really know how this matchup was going to go. Yasuo needs to be able to win the all-ins, and if he doesn't, it's kind of tough for him. And I don't know if Bears had the opportunities to really set up all-ins, especially with Grasp.
Let's see here. We have gotten Grasp off 15 times in the lane, which honestly is a whole lot more than I was expecting.
That is fair.
Zodiac has been playing this early lane exceptionally well into the Veigar as well. Actually coming back with Ludens on this teleport. Should just be able to win any all-in engage now with the Veigar. Almost had a solo kill earlier. Did get bailed out by their jungler. I'm not 100% certain which team I would give the scaling advantage to. I think maybe blue side just or red side just because of the Veigar.
Yeah, it's tough when you have a Veigar. You know, you almost you infinitely scale, so it's tough to say that they don't have the scaling advantage. But blue team's not that bad at scaling either. They have good front line, Gnar for side lanes, and then good ability to get onto this Ashe. So it may be a
And
tough one.
this Vi is not having a fun time into the 4-0 Xin now. This Maokai is just everywhere creating havoc on the map.
And this is just a tough place to be as an ADC.
Yeah, nothing you can do. Can't play the game. Even had
Yeah.
their item advantage first and just getting dove, the jungle Maokai presence is becoming a nightmare scenario for every lane. The Vigar is falling to Zodiac, and yet again, the Maokai just everywhere on the map. Voodoo Mama Juju is just feeding their team.
And top lane goes down at the same time.
A solo kill by the Gnar.
And that's the thing is, without Yasuo being able to win the all-in, Gnar just out-sustains him, outranges him, and has Mega Gnar to be able to go all-in when he wants to.
Yeah, this is not the start you wanted if you're the Cheezers. That is for sure. I'm not, like I said, wasn't too familiar with either one of these junglers, but I am quickly learning that Cash Money is
Cash Money.
currently winning. Currently, Cash Money winning the matchup.
Yeah, right now it
On
seems
the
like
bright
blue
side-
team is playing a lot more together and roaming and kind of making the plays. Red team is just kind of shelling up and trying to survive this early game, which makes sense with the Vigar. We'll see if that pays off though. Can they find these team fights later on once they've built up their strengths? They still have pick potential. Ashe ult, Vi ult, you know, find a couple of these guys out of position, and I think they still have a chance to be able to, you know, at least bring the gold back closer to maybe set up fights later on where they're on even footing.
I mean, they do have the Wombo combo on the red side, and unfortunately just immediately get denied. A very good Zinza ult to survive that 4-man topside play. Our resident #1 mid laner in commercial in the chat telling us that Yasuo is so good in Gnar. I mean, he is a mid lane main, so I'm not sure how often he's playing the Yasuo in Gnar, but
just so sad there.
unfortunately, Ashe is just not able to play this game. Burning Flash, not able to get out of this fight. There's just so much lockdown on both of these teams. They actually have a great amount of CC in this game. Are they looking to just contest this Herald?
Is this a spot where they can? And blue team picks up their Herald. Vi flashes in, gives up her life. Alistar also giving up his life for this. I don't think there was many other plays they could make anywhere else, but running in like that is also not a great play either.
From a caster standpoint, I feel like I should, you know, mention the fact that maybe as Vi we wanted to take our remaining camps, like we just clear down to bot and get some gold when we're so behind, or, you know, path into Xin Zhao's bot side and hopefully take a camp away or two. But from a player standpoint, I'm making that exact same play if
No,
I'm
I
at
get
this
it.
point in the game.
Yeah.
I'm flashing into that pit and praying that I'm getting this Herald.
You're thinking this is the one chance you can to flip the game on something, and you know, getting your camps isn't going to put you that far ahead as getting that Herald would help a lot.
Unfortunately, it's looking like our Yasuo is about to die as well. Getting caught here by yet again this Maokai. The Yasuo actually gets
They
out.
kind of hit the
It's a very
combo
good
there,
buy engage.
but not enough.
It's just not enough.
Just too far behind. Yeah, still doesn't
Super
have an
well played
item.
by the red side too. It was very well played by red side, but they're just getting pocket diffed. Our gold split is almost 10k already as it is. Sitting at about 8k gold at 17 minutes is not where you want to be, and this is about the worst feeling. Oh no. And the Xin Zhao's coming back. It's a nightmare. And
really
that will
impressed with
be the Vi falling.
how well this blue team has been able to set up these dives after the first time playing with each other being today.
They do find a shutdown on the Ashe, though, in the bot side of the map. They do kill the Aurora on the side lane. That is pretty good for the red side of the map. They're also getting a base off for this Dragon. Unfortunately, I don't think they'll have any chance to contest as Ashe has to correct this mid wave. Ezreal's going to be there up on the map, and blue side just gets to walk in.
Yeah, this is that moment where you have to just hope for the perfect Ashe ult into Vi ult into, you know, Yasuo combo on one person that's completely out of position, and you get their shutdown, and then you run away. I think that is their only path back into this, is picking them off one at a time when they're out of position, and then hoping they can close this gap. Kind of like they just did their bot lane. Keep doing that. Look for your opportunities. Who knows? Maybe you find him out of position 5 more times.
They did end up picking up an objective bounty in the top lane. Vi's going to get a chance to free sequence camps and path upwards. At this point, they're just trying to minimize this gold lead. Hopefully let their Vigar scale into the game so that we can put out some damage. The Ashe is actually still maintaining items pretty decently well. Ezreal does still have a substantial gold lead with an item. I don't know though. Let's see on this back what Ashe is actually able to purchase. Does end up getting 2 items. It is a Phantom Dancer. Unfortunately, Voodoo Mama Juju is just tearing the game apart.
Again, we're looking for another pick on this Gnar. Vi and Vigar. Maybe enough damage.
Unfortunately, the Ezreal is coming in. They do get the
Just
shutdown
enough
though.
damage.
It's actually a massive shutdown
That
going
is
on
huge.
to your Vigar.
That's what I'm saying. This is, I think, their opportunity to get back into this game is them finding these people out of position, using all this lockdown they have, all of the stuns, and getting one kill and running away.
Unfortunately, just not able to get out in time. The Zodiac TP, Zodiac was actually really low and half mana, and he still just TPs, and it scares them to have to walk up towards the blue buff right into his jungler. Unfortunately, red side is not able to catch a break here. They're going to give over the Atacon for free. They might get a mid-tower bounty here on the Ashe.
No, not even. Unless
Runs
no
out
one
a
comes.
wave.
Now that we have a little bit of a lull, what is your plan here if you're playing jungle for? Oh, never mind. You start up a fight.
They do burn the Xin Zhao ult, but they're going to get caught by the Maokai ult on the flank. The Xin Zhao is in on
Gets out,
top of the
though,
Ashe.
and gets a shutdown. Gnar jumps back on top though.
That's a big shutdown onto your Ashe, but it looks like red side needs to get out of this fight. They don't have their sustain damage. They're just leaving their Vigar to die. They just need to turn and bail on this fight.
Man,
They already
Vigar
got. Ooh.
blows him up and survives and gets out. Wow.
It's
What a hero
all
play.
things considered. Yeah, all things considered, it's actually a pretty decent fight for the red side, but they're still just taking these skirmishes.
My.
Oh.
Just barely
He lives
surviving
with
there.
40 HP.
What a great play by Nero there to find him and ult him, but just not enough.
Ashe was able to get a ton of damage off. I thought for sure when the Gnar ult came out that she was just going to be dead without being able to do anything. She was able to pick up a kill, but unfortunately I think that you just need to cut your losses as red side there and take your gold ones when you can have them.
we're seeing now. I think almost every single person on the blue team had shutdowns at one point, the Drizzlers, and now it's down to 2. They've been picking up these shutdowns. Yes, they're trading 3 for 1 or 4 for 1, but those shutdowns hopefully will be able to let them get back into this game and at least have some opportunities to win these fights come up later.
At this point in the game, if I'm the jungler on the Cheezers, and not at Who Boy, but if Zodex is my mid laner as currently standing in the season and I'm in this scenario, I might just be spamming mid diff FF15. But I have faith in T Wayne to bring this back. He's got the VIR button. Even a 1-7 Vi can create difference in a game.
That is true. And you know, they're stepping up. They want to fight for this dragon. Down almost 6k gold. Down more than 6k gold.
They need to be a bit careful, though, of this Gnar. Unless they decide to just pull the button, and they do. They hit the Ash ult. They're just going to lock him down, and they're going to get the pick on the Gnar. Very good play by the red side. They just need to go push
Blue
mid. They
side
cannot
is-
go walk to this dragon.
Blue side's going to have dragon before they get there. Are they going to fight?
They're just going to walk
They're
out
just
for
walking
free.
away.
Honestly, a great pick by the red side. I think you immediately just turn and burn the mid lane turret when you get the pick on the Gnar. I do like the look on the Gnar, though, immediately pulling the go button with the Ashe ultimate.
Yeah, it's kind of like we were saying earlier. This is, I think, their game plan was this from the get-go was Vi ult, Ashe ult, hold them down and kill them, which is great when you're ahead, and when you're behind, it's also great to help you try to get back into the game and get some of these shutdowns.
We have hit the point in the game where Vigar is relatively safe with Roa and Seraph's Embrace, so kind of just like a closet tank at this point.
And he's got the first rod towards Death Cap, so next item, he could have a huge power spike.
Green Leak deciding to W back into the Zinzao. The Ashe is there for the follow-up. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to get anything out of this. She's just going to go down.
Man, just one at a time,
It's a big
going back
Yasuo
in
ult.
over and over again.
Unfortunately, it's looking like a full wipe of the red team.
Kill over to Dira. As red team here, you need to win as a 4-man, as a 5-man. It can't be one at a time. You need to all be able to pile your ults together on one person and blow them up before they get a chance to do anything. And instead, everyone went in one at a time and tried to save the next person, and ended up all dying because of it.
Yeah, you're in a bit of an unfortunate situation here if you are the red team. There is still massive bounties on the map to gather. It's just a matter of if you'll ever get to touch them. And this Zinzao is 8-1 with 3 items. This is going to be a massive problem for the red team if they can't find a way to blow them up through that ultimate. They've done a good job of finding looks, but Zinzao is just hitting the R button and they can't get any damage down. They're getting full engaged on by this Ezreal.
Oh, it just misses. I like the look there. You have 4 coming mid, only 2 there. But unfortunately Ashtar misses, and now you have to wait until it's available again. Oh, never mind. They're going in on this Ezreal, and they're able to get him. Ash is free hitting.
Ash is getting a lot of damage off with full stack lethal tempo. They might actually be able to turn a fight here. It's looking really good for the red side. Wow, that was a really good fight. They got big shutdowns on the Ezreal and on the Xin Zhao there. They still haven't claimed Voodoo Mama Juju's shutdown here. And they didn't even have their Yasuo in that fight. Yasuo is just top pushing here. 33 seconds should also be able to pick up that tier 2 tower.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
And after all said is done, they reduced the gold split to 4K.
What a great fight by the Cheezers there. And you have
They were
Ashe
down
with free
10K
hitting.
before that.
Yeah, having Ashe free hitting there, I don't think Ashe got hit once. That whole fight was just standing completely still, free hitting, not having to worry about anything. If you can get fights like that with your Ashe, it doesn't matter how far down you are, you will win the fight.
They do need to walk into this dragon to contest, though. It is the Dragon Soul coming up. It looks like it's going to be a Cloud Soul, so you can give it. It's not completely unplayable if they have Cloud. The Yasuo is getting engaged on. Maokai ult comes out. They're dropping the Aurora ult as well. Ashe is free hitting again in this fight. He's able to get a lot of damage off. They're going to get another pick potentially on Zodiac. Zodiac does get out of the fight. The Ezreal is hitting as well. The Vi goes down. The Xin Zhao goes down. The flash forward from the Vigar. Great peel from Voodoo Mama Juju, but Ashe is still alive. They're gonna go down. What a fucking fight!
Dude,
oh my
these fights
God.
are so far back and forth. Great job by Ezreal there, staying just out of range of this Ashe, waiting for Ashe to come in, and then punishing her for being up too close. These fights are so back and forth, especially with this much of a gold difference. I did not expect it to be this close.
And they're still going to take down that Cloud Soul. It ends up as a big win for the blue side. You definitely can't let this game slip out of your hands. There is a unfortunate feeling that if they let this game go just maybe 10 more minutes, that the red side can make a serious turn in the team fights. They just have a better comp for it. Xin Zhao's really starting to fall off in power here. Doesn't have as easy of a go button. You can't get it off. The Alistar peel is becoming very annoying. They still have the Wombo combo with Alistar Yasuo as well. There is still a massive XP difference, though, across the map in terms for the blue side.
As we see, this Ashe has the same gold as Ezreal right now, has fully caught up. And as long as they keep this Ashe safe, they should be winning these fights.
Yeah, Ashe caught a lot of gold in the past two fights with the shutdowns, and then again picking up another double kill.
Eyes of heaven.
Looks like they're just trying to bait a walk-in from the red side, but red side is just going to go ahead and push mid. They're going to shove down mid here. They do need to send somebody back, though, because they're going to lose their full inhib and some if they're not careful. They have 5 players on the Drizzlers just taking an inhib. Now we see the TP coming out of the Vigar. Can Vigar hold this? 1v5s end up just going to smash the wave. Shouldn't be able to get anything else here, but they're just going to dive him. They're actually sending it for the game. They do take down the Vigar. They're about to take down the Yasuo as well. Good dashes, good footwork, and they're still just
Both
getting
teams
outclassed.
are
It's
just
actually a
sending
base
it.
race. Red
Base
side's
race.
also going for it.
But I think they're just too late.
Unfortunately, it's going to go to the blue side. What a game. They actually had an opportunity to win the game there. Unfortunately, the blue side just pulled their trigger a little too quick on the Vigar for them to take that base race. Hello, Kat. I'm gonna need you to get off of my desk because you're now wedging under my keyboard and hitting buttons. Thank you. I think final analysis on the draft. I think the draft didn't look as bad as I thought it would for the right side of the map. They definitely showed glimpses of hope later into the game, but there was a huge support gap in that game. That game is very hard for Alistar to play in.
Yes.
But Voodoo Mama Juju was everywhere, like
Yes.
quite literally everywhere.
Yeah, early game, Maokai, Xin Zhao just seemed to have complete control of the map. Were everywhere they wanted to be, diving top, then running straight down a bot, diving bot. Um, it was very difficult for Ash and Yasuo to play that game early on. Later game, they were able to get some team fights and actually show how good they were in team fights and kind of bring it back a little bit. But they needed to shore up that early game if they want a chance to win this game too.
31 KP coming down from the Maokai. The Yasuo matchup didn't look phenomenal. I think in a vacuum, I think Gnar loses to Yasuo 1v1 for sure. Um, but I think it's really hard to play Yasuo in an R, especially in the long lane when there's a Xin Zhao. That 2v2 went really bad for Yost and Vi early in the game, and it kind of put them perma behind, and that duo was just never able to really catch up. And then we just got dove on repeat as your bot lane was also losing. The Maokai was always able to move, setting up dives constantly. We were getting to a point where if they let it go too far, the Vigar was becoming a major issues in fights. They were opening up onto the Vigar, couldn't take the Vigar down fast enough before the R button came out and Ash just got to free hit. What do you think the draft difference should be for next game?
Um, I think the Cheezers need to set up that front to back. Yasuo felt like he didn't really have a place in the front to back. It was, he needed to dive onto the back line with the vine, hope that they just one shot someone. But Just a Dog and Who Boy looked really good in this game in the team fights. I think if we give them some front line, some people to help peel from him, maybe they're able to win this game if that's a Mundo instead of a Yasuo who takes an hour to kill while Ash is just free hitting the whole time.
Yeah, I hate to be the caster that beats the dead horse, but I agree. I think that putting something big and tanky in front of that Ash could have made that game a whole lot more playable for the Cheezers. I can't see how the blue side ever kills Dr. Mundo in that game. It's definitely not fun to play, uh, and it is a draft league, so I understand. But in the draft that we had, last picking Yasuo felt a little out of place there. Um, but I could definitely see the vision. If Yas does get a lead in that game, there's probably a way that you carry it.
Yep,
Um, but
for
I don't know.
sure.
That Zinza was so ahead so early, 4-0 by like 7 minutes is not very playable for the enemy jungler. T-Wayne did not look like he was having a good time between the Voodoo Mama Juju rooms and the Zinzao constantly invading her.
Yeah, I really enjoyed how the Cheezers played from behind though. They didn't give up. They continued to fight. They um really just kept on pushing to try to make something happen instead of just letting themselves lose. They found lots of good picks, and like we said earlier, they had a chance there at the end even to win it. So props to that. Um, Hopefully they don't get down 6K in this next game, so they have a chance to win it at even fight, even terms.
Yeah, yeah, I'd love to see what their fights look like when they're not behind 6K gold for
Right?
sure.
Yeah.
I will
All
be right back
right.
before we get into this draft so that I can feed my cat here.
All right.
I have
Just started
returned.
draft. Looks like.
I've returned
And
from feeding the cat to a slander campaign in the chat of Zodix claiming that I am just bashing on the Yasuo champion. That's not true. I'm bashing on the Yasuo top champion, and if it is ever locked in my LBLCS game, which, just for the reference, this isn't the LBLCS, this is a separate draft league, I will quit the team. We will not be locking Yasuo top.
like I said, I saw the vision, the idea of the Alistar, the Yas, the Vi. We had this giant wombo combo, blow them up. The only issue with that is you're risking it on. I have to be ahead enough that when that happens, we just win the fight.
For
And
sure. There was times in that game where if there was a pocket stiff for the red team, they definitely win the fight.
mm-hmm.
And we have the same exact bans coming out from the Drizzlers. They're not feeling like they need to change anything up. Taking away the Aurelion Soul from Huboy. I'm assuming that Huboy probably plays a lot of Aurelion Soul. I don't think it's such a great champion right now, but I know that it is the bane of Zodiac's existence. He hates playing against Acel.
I mean, I think everyone has that one champion they just dislike playing against, and it doesn't matter if they're good, bad, or not even worth playing. You just hate playing against them. And I think, if you guys have the spot to ban it, ban it.
I agree. The Wukong first pick coming down from the Drizzlers, pretty standard. Very strong champion still right now. And the Misfortune first pick, assuming we're going to get some sort of engaged support coming out from the red side here. I know Green League really loves to play engaged supports, and I feel like it's the best pairing with Misfortune.
As someone who has been called a Misfortune merchant for a while, Misfortune is great for these kind of team fights when you can set up from a side and you push R and then the team fight's just one, just like that. It's gonna be on Cash Money and his Wukong to make sure that doesn't happen. If he wastes both his ults and Misfortune isn't there yet and gets a set up for ult, it's gonna be very difficult. We'll see if they draft any other champions to try to stop that, like Braum.
And there it is, speaking the Braum into existence here.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. If you just have something to stop Misfortune, she becomes this weird character of like waiting for the right opportunity, hoping that Braum uses his abilities and that Wukong uses his abilities. But if not, then you're just gonna have to let Braum eat your whole entire ult and hope that him wasting that on your ult means that everyone else is winning the fight somewhere else.
How are we feeling about the first three picks of these teams?
The Drizzlers teams feels very similar to the was last time. Very strong jungler that can go and invade and is going to be able to dive. I like the Braum with that Wukong. The Relamumu, they're putting a lot of eggs in the Misfortune basket, but with Braum already being able to stop the Misfortune ult, it's going to be kind of difficult for Misfortune to be able to carry this game. I think you need something else that can put pressure on besides Misfortune, or else it's going to be a very difficult game for the Cheezers.
We see the Xayah Senna bans coming out from the red side. I'm not particularly uh oh man.
And Swain pick, does this mean we get oh no, we already have a mid lane pick. Do we get a Silas top? A Silas would be so great with a Mumu Swain ults. Like,
I think that this game feels a bit unplayable for the red side given the current lock-ins. I
I
guess
agree.
I guess we're gonna see what goes down here as pick number 5, and it is a Cho'Gath
Cho'Gath.
top blind tier. There are still a lot of options in the top lane. They did 4-ban Bear yet again. This is now 2 games in a row where Bear is catching the 4 bans, getting respect even after the 1 in 10 Yasuo performance. I don't know what you pick here, to be honest. There's
Yeah.
nothing really to round out this comp, and we've already got a severe lack of range into this Braum champion. They do pick the Gwen. Gwen is good into Cho'Gath.
That might
But still, just
be
another.
the only thing I like about that team comp right now is the Gwen.
And unfortunately, I don't think Gwen does well into Braum either in the fights. This is going to be a very, very difficult game for the red side to play.
Yes, I agree. This is going to be, unless Misfortune is just one-shotting everyone with ult, and they're just perfect wombo combo, a Mumu, Rel, Gwen with ult over the top, Ashe ulting, and Braum doesn't have his shield for some reason. This is going to be a very difficult team for the Cheezers.
Only pray, flee.
Regardless of the comp, I'm still hoping that we get a better game here for the red side. I would like to see them not go down so much gold early into the game so that we could potentially see how they perform in fights. It did look like when they had all 5 at fights, their fights were going a lot better for them last game. I'm not sure if that's going to be the case here. There is a lot of champions for Talia to disrupt. Vayne should be able to free hit on this Amumu quite a bit. But we'll see. I mean, Dira looked really good on the Ezreal last game. I'm curious to see if they're going to look just as good on the Vayne. I just don't know how Rel actually plays this game.
Yeah.
There's not really a whole lot that you can do as Rel here. I mean, diving into Talia, Vayne, Braum, and Cho'Gath just seems a bit impossible. But between Amumu and Rel, maybe they are able to get a big catch into the backline for this Misfortune. Misfortune playing around Vision. Hopefully they're focused on dealing with the Swain. There are opportunities here, but I just don't see how we're going to get any value out of our picks if they never want to walk into us, per se.
Mm-hmm. I agree. The only way I see Cheezers having a good chance of winning this game is if Misfortune, Gwen, or Swain somehow get like 5 kills to start off the game and become just so strong that it doesn't matter. And they can force the fights, but if they are at even footing, it's going to be very difficult for the Cheezers to force the fight. And the Drizzlers are just going to have their pick of the litter of whenever they want to go in, they can go in. Whenever Cheezers go in, they can just counter engage. It's a very difficult fight for this Realness of Mumu to be able to find the right opportunities to go in.
So as we're heading into our next intermission, are we prepared for more Smashville? Or are we done embarrassing ourselves?
It's ready. It's ready.
It's ready? It's prepared?
Yep.
All right. So these are our current guesses. Hopefully we can get some help from the chat this time around, because gosh, was this embarrassing. Question.
Yep.
Was Rob in the Smash Bros game?
He was in Brawl. He is from the NES, and he is before 1993. So that might be a good choice. Rob, is that what we want to do?
Yeah, let's go for it. I mean, it can't get worse, right? We can't have it more embarrassing than it already is.
It was not Rob.
that is a tragedy.
Man, we don't even know what species it is yet. It's not a humanoid human. It's not a Kong. It's not a bird. It's not a Pokemon. It's not unknown, and it's not a robot. What else is in Brawl that is none of those?
Um,
No, Ice Climbers would not be because this would be male and female. And they were in Melee. Brawl characters that released in Brawl.
was Ridley in Brawl?
Ridley was not in Brawl as a playable character. Wasn't until Ultimate.
Um,
Um,
what about Mr. Game and Watch?
Game and Watch was in Melee.
That's right. King DDD?
DDD, that's a good King DDD.
Surely.
He's heavy. He's that's got to be it. No.
Oh,
Oh. I'm being exposed as a fraud. It's Snake. It's Solid Snake. Didn't they say Snake was the last one? Yesterday was Snake. There's no way they did Snake twice in a row, right?
also Snake's human, right? We've
Snake,
already done
Snake
human?
is human. Yeah, that's right. And it's augmented human. It's not human
Oh.
slash Pokemon. Is not. What?
Pit? Is it Pit?
Pit isn't. Would Pit be an angel? As Pit is from Brawl. Is older than 1992. Yeah. I think we go Pit. It's Pit.
I'm out of guesses
It's
here.
Pit.
It's Pit? Let's go. Let's go.
Oh man, that was not the greatest.
That was a bad performance. All right, on to the
Yeah.
Laldl.
Yeah. Hopefully this will be better.
Yeah, surely we crushed this.
Yeah.
All right, we open with Blitzcrank. Wow, that was a terrible get. It's
God,
Melee.
Melee, and it's newer than 2009. Okay.
Zed.
Zed. Male. He magically altered human, and between 2012 and 2009. Magically
Okay,
altered
so it's
male.
gotta be top or bot lane.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
top, because there's no bot laners that are melee, right?
We didn't get it in time. The game is starting.
Man, we suck.
We do kind of suck at this. Next week will be better. Who knows? There might be a game 3 and we'll have a chance.
Yeah, let's not rule them out yet. Hold on. This is gonna be Bear's comeback performance. And we are invading on red side. We are walking to invade here. They are gonna get spotted by the Wukong here. This is unfortunate. The invade has fallen apart.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
I don't love that blue side's not immediately going to put a Raptors wards. They are gonna go do it now. Okay, they do trade the vision. At least red side gets a ward out of it. They don't get invaded anywhere.
I was surprised. It looked like they were getting flanked there, and it was going to be a really bad invade by the Cheezers.
Pretty even trade there in the bot lane. They do pick up the first strike proc on the Misfortune, so maybe a bit more favorable for them. Dara is just going to walk in here and get another free auto onto the rail.
What are your expectations on this this jungle matchup? Are we gonna see some? Should there be some early ganks from this Amumu? How do you play
So they're pretty
that?
handshake. They're pretty handshake, and personally, I hate playing Amumu. I just don't enjoy the champion in general. The clear is very slow right now. At least the first clear is. It's a little bit slower than the Wukong. I think the Amumu should be safe from getting invaded, though. It does look like we have a really big trade going out on top. This might be a kill angle, or at least burning the flash out of the Cho'Gath. We're going to get the Q off. There it is.
Oh.
We are getting the flash out of the Cho'Gath. That's actually very big for the Gwen lane. Running first strike up there, actually bullying the lane already. Honestly,
That's
the Cho'Gath's
huge.
only job is to just survive. If this Cho'Gath lives the lane, they win the game. Back to the jungle matchup, though. I think that they're just clearing opposite from one another. I don't really love the idea of the Amumu not pathing towards the double melee bot lane. But we're going to see what happens. Cash Money is already here with a Wukong gank, burning out an early flash from the Misfortune. It doesn't look like they're going to have to burn the flash on the Rel. They're going to continue to chase. They do actually end up burning the Rel flash. It might have been a little preemptive. We were still 2 autos off of proccing the Braum stun. So trading both flashes out of your bot lane already at 3 minutes. Very good gank from that Wukong.
Yeah, it is. This Cash Money just seems to be always the right spot at the right time, getting tons of good ganks, putting pressure on the map everywhere.
T-Wayne did hit level 4 though with the full clear, and they are going to be able to kill this Cho'Gath. This Cho'Gath has no flash. There's no way out for him. The Gwen might have been a little preemptive, but it looks like he's just going to go down to the Amumu anyways. Very good first blood for the Amumu. Good trade back. The bot lane is in shambles, having no flash. The wave's not in a great spot for them. The Amumu's gonna immediately path back top here. This is actually a very crazy teleport out of the Cho'Gath. The Gwen is immediately gonna be back. He does tank a tower shot as well. I don't think they're gonna be able to pick him. I think he's gonna sniff this top gank out.
They maybe might. Oh, just barely.
Oh. Very good look by the Amumu. Super well played, trying to stall him out as much as possible. Honestly, the Cho'Gath saved his own life by getting the Q off on to the Gwen.
Yeah, that was very wise
Stalling
of him to
time
use
so
it
it
there
couldn't have any
instead of on
damage.
the Mumu.
Yeah, keeping that damage separated.
But as this Amumu, what do you do now? The lane is frozen. You had to just go back. You just wasted your TP. This is going to be very difficult for this Cho'Gath. I mean, you have an idea here that, you know, Gwen's flash comes back way later than Cho'Gath's. There is a chance here we could have Wukong come top, Gwen with no flash, Cho'Gath with flash. It's a kind of a scary spot for Bear to be in over the next couple minutes.
I don't think that blue side ever really wants to play for this Gwen, though, I think they're going to keep this Cho'Gath on perma weak side for majority of the game. They're going to continue to get this bot lane ahead. The game is basically unplayable for the Cheezers if their bot lane is not able to get any gold on to the Misfortune. And it looks like they're coming to set up a dive in the top lane. I'm wondering if this Amumu is actually going to path around. I don't know how Bear's actually able to get this wave under. He doesn't have to. He actually burns the R and just solo kills the Cho'Gath. That is a huge pick for the Cheezers. Amumu is just invading into camps that aren't there, and blue is going to get the dragon for free. A bit unfortunate for your Amumu, but big for the Gwen.
Yeah, I think this is great for red side. Like I said earlier, you need to get one of your guys really far ahead to win this game. It's okay if they get the first couple of dragons. You know, if this Gwen becomes a monster that no one can deal with, then it doesn't matter if they have the first 2 dragons.
I just had to rub my eyes for a second because I just realized that this Swain doesn't have teleport against a Talia matchup. That is actually crazy, and Huboy is doing really well in this lane considering not having teleport. Amumu is going to take this blue buff away from the Wukong. At least he does profit something in the exchange of them getting dragon. Was also there to help support the top laner as well, even though we didn't get KP for it.
And this bot lane is actually, you know, not losing that bad. You're going to be on a couple of minions after this gets picked up, but after getting both their flashes blown early, they've kind of been able to weather the storm. Haven't been ganked since, and have been farming decently well for having to play that far back.
This was actually an insanely good ward by the Cho'Gath that this Amumu is having to clear as well. He just walks while his wave is crashed under turret and places a control ward deep in his red side, was prepared for the Amumu to walk out for the grubs. They are still going to get them, but now they're able to track them. Wukong is just sequencing up. They use their tempo for the dragon. The Gwen is coming down. They have the top prio. This should be free grubs for the Cheezers.
Looks like we got a fight on both sides right now. Bot laners getting into a little bit of a fight, and everyone's kind of poking each other up top side, but no one's actually fully committing to anything. Except for this Gwen.
This Gwen damage is becoming problematic for this Cho'Gath. Oh dear.
Every time he has a chance, this Gwen is just going in and chunking this Cho'Gath.
So the Cheezers bot lane does need to be a little careful here. They have spotted out this Amumu on multiple occasions now on his top side from that deep ward placed by the Cho'Gath. It just now expired. I do think that bot lane is going to want to force a fight on this Rel and Misfortune. They do have a 3-level lead combined. Not quite low enough for them to force a dive without their Wukong on that side of the map, though.
Yeah, and there's really no reason to. I think that, you know, they're in a better spot scaling wise. They'll be fine. No point in forcing something and trying to give Misfortune something that she can turn the game on.
Very good spacing there by Zodiac, taking the trade with the Swain. Does look like Swain's going to channel his base. I'm a bit concerned about this base. Okay,
Nope,
doesn't actually finish
Yep.
the base.
You know, Zodiac's been 6 for a while now. I'm surprised we haven't seen him try to go somewhere and make a play on one of the side lanes.
Well, like you said, they don't really have to force. They do just scale better into this game with the Vayne as long as they're able to get the free lane. Their fight is a lot better with the Braum. Nothing's really going on. Neither of the supports are roaming this game. I think it's working out a whole lot better for the Cheezers to not have that pressure from Voodoo Mama Juju on a super roaming support. They do have to keep Voodoo down in the bot lane to support the Vayne, and it looks like the Gwen is just going to go ahead and get a solo kill. We burn the Cho'Gath flash. I think I might have a little fire under bear after flaming the 1 in 10 Yasuo performance from the first game. We're just going to burn the MFR on the wave to prevent the dive. This is very good play here. I don't know if they want to force a fight on it. They are going to send in the Amumu, and it looks like they do have a chance to pick up on the Braum. The Wukong is going to go in late, and Vayne just has to walk out. Vayne might even be in trouble if Rel's able to get her stun back. She does do a good job of eing the Rel away, but it ends up a 2-for-0 in the bot lane for the red side.
Yeah, we kind of got the teams in opposite positions now, where red team is getting there first, making the plays, and blue team's reacting and kind of throwing away an extra life, you know, trying to save someone.
And that was a huge chunk by the MF, by the way, on that bouncing Q. I don't know if you saw how much it did to that main. We're at 12 minutes.
That is the most satisfying part of playing MF, is those wicked Q bounces that just take 30 to 40% of the other ADC's health, and they're just like, well, I was a mile away from you. How did you even hit me?
I think Zrip has wall hacks, just randomly Qs the Rel with no vision over the wall. That was a bit silly. I do love it though. And the Rel is engaging on the bot lane. It looks like Vayne is going to have an opportunity to free hit. They're going to go and contest this dragon. They do have their Wukong here. They don't have the ult available, but they do have the Vayne ult. The Vayne pops ult. They're going to go ahead and go in. Cho'Gath is here trying to get off the Q. Swain ult is into the fight. Green Leak comes over the wall. Green Leak's going to go down fast. Vayne is going to get back into the fight, and they're going to go onto the Amumu. The dragon, it does go down to the Wukong. It gets taken. The Swain ult is still up, though. They do need to be careful, but Vayne is free hitting. I think they're going to be able to kill him. It is a huge fight for the blue side. Just a Dog does pick up a kill on the Taliyah in the bot lane under tower. That is still a massive exchange for blue side. They do end up stacking their second dragon, and now their Vayne is getting a ton of gold. Might actually get another kill. Missed the auto, though. And it's a kill for the MF. Wukong should be able to pick this one up, though. And looks like Bear is about to pick up another turret plate. This gold growth from the Gwen is going to be their major win con. I think they want to slow it down a little bit now until they're able to incorporate this Gwen into the fights. It's coming to a time where the fights are looking a little bad without the Gwen.
Yeah, I think that was just a Taliyah diff. Taliyah's wall made it so Just a Dog could not find an opportunity to ult in that fight. Braum used his shield early. There was nothing to stop Just a Dog from ulting, but the Taliyah ult separated him, so there was no space for him to use it, and there was no way for him to walk up to use it, and I think that was really the MVP of that.
They're making a play on the Taliyah. They know Taliyah has no flash here. They don't quite get the kill. They do a big chunk of damage here, though. Turret plating has gone down. I don't think they're going to be able to do anything with this turret, but it is a good job at getting the Taliyah off of the map. And red side has all of their buttons up. Both teams here have all of their major ultimate abilities for this next team fight. Doesn't look like they have any objectives to play for here, so I'm not quite sure where this next fight will play out.
Yeah, it looks like we're still waiting on Taliyah ult and Misfortune ult. But besides that, we have everything up and ready to go. It looks like we might be having a fight up top. Just everyone disengaging.
Yeah, this is a much better looking game out of the Cheezers, even with a arguably worse draft in my opinion. Again, I am a low elo, terrible jungler, so my opinion is invalid, but I think that this is a much harder draft to play into Braum and Wukong with all of the disrupts. But they're making it look super playable, especially with the Gwen lead in the top lane.
Yeah,
and the Wukong ends.
Like, it's got to be one of those guys getting ahead and be able to carry the game that way is the only path for the red team, and they're doing that. They're playing to their win conditions. They're feeding their carries. They're setting them up to be able to, you know, do damage. You just need to hope that they don't get outscaled now.
This Gwen damage is becoming a problem for the Cho'Gath as well.
Yeah, at what point do you think they need to move Talia up there to deal with the Cho'Gath and kind of change up the lane assignments, because it's just going to be difficult for the Cho'Gath to do anything against this Gwen as the game continues to go on.
I think you're in a lose-lose situation because putting your Talia in the top side of the map just kind of prevents Talia as a champion. Like, Talia just wants to roam to all of the fights, and forcing her on one side of the map is very difficult. But you also just don't want your Cho'Gath to suffocate for the entire game. Cho'Gath is doing a really good job of picking up farm still, somehow maintaining even CS with the Gwen, just about only a 5 CS difference in the top lane. Does pick up the first item, but like you just said, maybe they heard you. They are actually swapping this Talia topside. She does have her TP, so she's going to be available for those fights. And Cho'Gath is just going to go bot. They're going to swap their bot lanes into the mid lane now.
And just like I said, they switched the Gwen, or the Talia top into the Gwen. I do like this in the sense of now you have someone who can kind of poke out this Gwen and not lose as hard. But now your issue is you're going to get the Swain more stacks. And if Talia wants to get to a fight, it's gonna be really
and it's
far
looking
away.
like this Cho'Gath is just dead again. Does burn the Cho'Gath flash. That's very big. I think if you're red side and you're committing for their bot, you do need to get that kill. It looks like they're going to make a big pressure play on the mid turret. They're going to have to walk up as 4. They're going to get spotted on this control ward. The blue side knows they're bailing off of it. They do burn the Quen TP in the mid lane. And they're just going to drop the Herald and go immediately onto the Dragon. Let's see how the blue side respond. We have all ultimates up for this fight.
I'm really looking out here for Miss Fortune to see if she can get a good ult in this fight.
The Cho'Gath does get an eat off. The Misfortune ult did get fully charged. They still have the Swain ultimate up. They do find Dira and the Wukong. Blue side needs to get out of this fight. Very good re-engage by Green Leak. It looks like it's going to be a full wipe from the Cheezers onto the Drizzlers. Very well done. Is Gwen going to go chase this Braum? This is crazy work. And the
Gwen is immune.
The Gwen is immune. I apologize. I wasn't familiar with the Gwen game. And like we said, you're just playing around this Gwen champion. Honestly, I didn't expect the Swain to get as much value as it's getting. They're just not respecting the Swain ult. They're kind of just standing inside of it in the middle of these fights. The Wukong's not able to get on to the Misfortune to cancel the ultimate. They get most of the ultimate damage off in the fight. It doesn't do a ton because we just have Yomu's Ghostblade right now. But it is coming online, and the Gwen is now a full problem.
For sure, this Gwen is a problem in the side lane, is a problem in a fight, is a problem in a 2v1 right now. They're going to have to really make sure to lock down this Gwen in the next team fight, or Gwen might just run over the fight by herself.
This game is far from over. Blue team definitely still has the buttons to deal with the fight. I think the big thing that the Swain and Misfortune all did was completely negate this Vayne in the fight. The Misfortune ult alone did about 50% of the Vayne's HP, and just standing in Swain ult is impossible for the Vayne to play. They are going to open up on to the Talia. We do miss the Amumu Q, but it doesn't matter. Zodiac is going to go down to Gwen. It is actually a solo kill.
I think that's Bear's third solo kill of the game.
And we are going to claim solo turret gold here. This is becoming a nightmare scenario, but we do have the Vayne and the Wukong roaming up for the Gwen. Do they actually find this Gwen here? The Braum is going to collapse as well. They are going to look for it. They do have the Gwen as immune, but it doesn't matter. I think the Braum stun's going to come out, and they are going to get this massive 1,000 gold shutdown onto Dira. Red side's going to try to respond, opening up onto the Cho'Gath in the bot lane. The Otacon is up. They don't actually find the angle. They had to go collapse this wave. I don't really love the Amumu claiming the wave when we have bot camps up, but it happens sometimes. Sometimes I like to hit minions too. It's a good time.
Yeah, I think that kill right there really can change the momentum. Getting 1,000 gold on your Vayne, and being able to now come down and maybe get Otacon. It's gonna be very difficult now for this team to be able to deal with this.
Yeah, and if you're red side, you just don't really have a way to walk in. You don't have Gwen TP. This is a very rough fight. I don't think they actually want to take this, but Amumu's going to look and try to steal it anyways. Wukong does get the Otacon. They do immediately get the ult off. Misfortune ult does a lot of damage in the backside of the fight, but Dira's free hitting. Dira's going to take down the Swain as well. Dira might go and continue on to the MF. We do flash forward. Very good knockback onto the Amumu. We do clean up the Amumu as well, but the Gwen is here. The Gwen's going to clean up. They do get the Otacon, but for what? They're going to lose the rest of their team, and there goes the Talia as well to the Gwen. The Gwen is just creating problems for this Drizzlers team.
And Bear showing up just at the perfect last second. When all hope was lost, here comes Gwen. That was going to be a really bad...
I'm surprised that Gwen was able to make it.
That was going to be a really bad loss if Gwen did not show up and pick up 2 kills and save Misfortune.
And Misfortune's just going to go down to the Wukong here. I think we have small macro decisions that are keeping the Drizzlers in this game. There is still a pretty sizable gold split here. Not the same as last game for the Cheezers now. They have about a 4K gold lead here. The Swain and the Gwen are looking like terrors, and the Amumu has been playing very well around this Misfortune. They are going to send it on to Dira. Dira's just caught out. Dira's standing in the middle of mid-wave. Just gets collapsed on by 4 of the Cheezers. This is very bad for the blue side, and they're currently hitting the dragon. They're just going to end up leashing it. They need to get out. The Cheezers are going to take this dragon for free. There's absolutely no way they can play for this. And Wukong goes back in. Wukong's just giving his life. Voodoo Mama Juju is getting chased down by the Gwen and by the Rel. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to kill. They do get the Braum slow. Zodiac's on the backside of this fight. They might just turn around onto Zodiac after this. The Gwen is absolutely destroying them. They're going to take a mid-tier 2 for this play as well.
Yeah, this Gwen is just so strong. I feel Dira, been there, done that. Mid-wave is always so juiciest right before dragon spawns, but you get caught there and it becomes an automatic lost fight for the team.
Yeah, a big blunder by the Drizzlers here, and the Cheezers are doing a very good job of taking advantage of the misplay. We are getting gapped by the PvE camps, guys. For all of my chatters, if you didn't know, jungle camps have this massive white circle around them, and if you go outside of there for 3 seconds, the camp respawns. You know, while we have a small lull state here, because I say that and I have to pause my thought.
I was about to say
it does look like Zodiac's gonna get out. All right, so hopefully we get a few seconds to talk without them just turbo running at each other. I feel like this league should have a gentleman's rule that no Scuttle Crab should be allowed to be killed if it's called Scuttle Crab Draft League. That's all I'm saying. I feel like Scuttle Crab should be left alone.
Or you get the Scuttle Crab, you get both Scuttle Crabs, you automatically get feats. Just give it over.
Ooh, really switching it up. No, I'm telling you that at 30 minutes into the game, I want to see a 1200 health Scuttle Crab running around the river.
Yeah, it's automatic loss if you kill it. So, you know, Swain has to make sure he doesn't ult around the Scuttle Crab. Like, I could see it. I could see it. It would make things interesting for sure. Maybe we need to start having like a counter for, you know, how many times people have killed our mascot.
BM for the team that kills the most mascots in
Yeah.
a series.
Who knows? Maybe our next power rankings will be teams most likely to kill a scuttle crab.
Oh, I like that. That'd be a good stat to keep track of.
Yeah.
Who has the most Scuttle Crab kills? I want to see how many top laners run down for the Scuttles. And Gwen's just opening up immediately onto the Cho'Gath. Has Huboy here as well, and that is just a dead Cho'Gath yet again. A lot of side lane picks in this game.
Huboy is there just for decoration to make sure, but that Gwen was getting that kill no matter what. It's just, this Gwen is so strong. We keep saying it, but it's very difficult for the Drizzlers to play when Gwen is able to kill anyone in the game whenever she wants to.
And they're just opening right up onto the Baron. They have a ton of damage to burn this. The Gwen is actually one-shotting this Baron, but the Wukong's going to come over. Doesn't get the smite. Wukong's actually stuck to the back of the pit. I don't know if they realize it's the real one. He does get a massive ult, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. Dira is actually just getting destroyed. I was saying she was free hitting, and she gets opened up on. Very good find by the Amumu. They are going to take down this Talia as well, and it is a full wipe in the Baron to the Cheezers, and this game is looking like it's gotten a bit out of hand with a 10k gold split. This just goes to show you that your casters know absolutely nothing about draft.
That's why I play ADC. They just tell me who to play, and I play it. And they all
I'm
kind of
just
do
a
the same
dumb
thing.
jungle monster hitter, man.
Yeah.
Very big dive on to the Cho'Gath. They should be
they
able to
get
close this
two,
game
though.
out, but
Can they finish though? I don't think so.
they do take down both inhib turrets. They are going to
Cho'Gath with
give
the-
over their lives, though.
Cho'Gath with a clutch double kill saves the game.
It does look like they should be able to take the dragon as well. They should be able to burn it while this Gwen is down. I know they take it very slow. I wonder if this Misfortune Swain decided to walk out to this dragon. It looks like Swain is sitting in base, doesn't have TP available. I'm a bit confused. Are we waiting for an item here? Okay, Swain does buy an item here, and this ends up finishing their Bloodletter's Curse. Was kind of fighting a war in the shop of what component we wanted to buy. There was no chance of them contesting that dragon anyways.
Yeah.
This game is not over by any means. Even with the gold split, the blue side has Soul Point that they're sitting on. Soul Point can seriously swing this game. A lot of objective bounties on the map. They just need to avoid putting this Cho'Gath in a position to die on the side lane to the Gwen. I do really love this 4-1 split by the Cheezers. I wonder what they are going to end up doing. Are they going to contest this bottom fight, or are they going to go try and get the pick on the Gwen? They are going to lose their tier 2 bottom turrets. I think if you're red side, you can just feel safe with another wave crashing that you can take this inhib turret as well. The Gwen is just going to absolutely slaughter this top turret, and there's nothing Zodiac can do. The Gwen actually hits the ultimate and gets pushed back by the Talia shuffle. Mitigating their losses as best they can. There are two Baron cannon minions that are still going to take down this inhib turret. Not quite. Actually gets tanked by the Braum. The tower lives. They don't break any other inhib turrets. They only have the mid inhib turret. They're going to try again with another wave here. Gwen's actually just taking jungle camps. They do have a timer where they can maybe open up onto this bot lane, but I don't think they know. And that is going to be it.
If you're blue team here, I think you need to try to find a fight where Gwen is not there. That is your chance to come back into this game. If you can get a fight and Gwen is not there, there's a good chance you can win. But it's very difficult even then.
We have gotten to a point in the game, though, where this Vayne can, like, absolutely take over a fight if not hit with a Amumu ult. If we can avoid the Rel and a Mumu engage, there is a possibility that we can play the game. The Baron play is over. Should be a nice lull state of just correcting waves. Zodiac's doing a really good job showing patience on this top side of the map, just hiding out of vision, waiting for this push, waiting to collect waves. The blue side really does want to open up on this fight. They have the numbers advantage in the top side. I don't know if they know they do. The Gwen is pushing bot very fast. They're going to lose the entire inhib if they don't pull the trigger fast, and they're just going to give up on the play. They're going to hope that the Taliyah can hold the wave.
This is kind of like what I was saying. I think you need to try to make a play somewhere without the Gwen. No need to rush it or anything because they still do scale really well. And oh man, this damage.
Oh my god. And we have to burn the Cho'Gath flash. The unfortunate part of this now is Gwen has the TP back. I don't think that there's any way that the Cheezers can lose these fights as long as they're just patient enough with them.
That is unfair amount of damage on that Cho'Gath.
Yeah, I mean, we have Merc Treads and 3 MR items. And we're just going to get shredded again. Oh.
My goodness. Snip, snip, gone. Cheezers in 3.
Maybe a bit of impatience out of the Cho'Gath there, just looking a little bit of frustration, just unable to play the game in that top matchup. It's really hard for them to find these side lanes. Bear constantly switching pressure and applying pressure on both sides of the map, going top to bot over and over again. Already have the inhib tower down in the bot lane. Both of the inhibs have respawned for the blue side, so no more super minions are crashing, but this is going to be a free Baron for the Cheezers. And they're actually just going to walk in, and the Rel engage goes ahead and hits the Vayne. I don't think Vayne can actually survive this fight. We flash anyways. It's not going to matter. The game is just over. The Gwen gets on top of the Vayne. They're absolutely blown up. What a great Rel engage for the Cheezers, and that's going to be the game. There's just absolutely no way that the Cho'Gath can do it again. Won't have the damage to clear these waves. Have a Baron cannon wave and a little bit of another wave with the grubs. There's just no chance. The Amumu's diving a little bit early onto the Cho'Gath. It's not going to matter though. There's no damage. This Gwen is going to hit the Q button and it's going to delete this Cho'Gath. GG out of the Cheezers. A redemption game for Bear in the top lane after the Yasuo performance. I want to continue to remind everyone of the Yasuo performance.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they say you have to go down to have a comeback, and I think that's all Bear was doing, was going down on purpose to have a comeback and have a much better game too. But in week 1, we're getting to see a 3-game series go all 3 games. We are very lucky to be able to see that because I remember in the last couple years, it's been all 2-0s pretty much every single week. So this is quite exciting.
22k gold on the Gwen top lane.
Wow.
It was a bit of nightmare fuel for the blue side to deal with the Gwen.
That was a bit of a Gwen carry game, but all in all, even Swain looked really good in that game too. It seemed like they didn't have very many answers for Swain, and Misfortune always seemed to, you know, find good opportunities to ult. Never put herself in bad situations. So all in all, really good game all around by the Cheezers. Looked a lot more like that they knew what they wanted to do that game versus last game.
Without a doubt, that was a good game 2 bounce back. I'm very impressed with the bounce back after such a stomp in game 1. They did show glimpses of hope in game 2 as well. They were coming back a little bit. There was just no way for them to win the game after Gwen was so ahead. They couldn't ever slow the game down. Cheezers did a really good job applying pressure around the Gwen, playing a 4-1 split, and there's just no way to commit. Even Talia in the side lane couldn't deal with the Gwen pressure, having to burn flash or burn their E and just step off the wave over and over again.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how this third game goes now that both teams have kind of got now a good chance to fill out what the other team wants. Both teams kind of got the comps they wanted and it worked out. Now, game 3 with multiple champs taken off the board. Kind of understanding what the other team wants to do. Kind of, third game playing with your new team. This is where we'll see, who's going to be able to adjust the most and figure out what they want to do. And the biggest adjustment we have is already Cheezers now are on blue side and Drizzlers are on the red side. So that is a big change compared to the past.
This is when Fearless Draft becomes fun, in my opinion. I love Game 3 plus Fearless Drafts. Everyone's off their comfort. They can basically ban out anything that is comfort. Now you're actually forced to play deeper into your champ pool. We see a bit weirder of compositions come out. And the best part about all this, hear me out, Dot.
If we get to finish our Lodel,
We have another chance.
We have another chance. We gotta be ready for whatever it's gonna be. If we can't finish it in the time we have allotted now, then I don't know if we deserve to be casters anymore.
To be fair, we took 2 full games just to do the Smash.
Yeah.
And you said that was your best one.
It is my best game that I play, not my best Lottle or whatever.
Okay.
But we got it already pretty dwindled down in our Lottle, so I think we should be at least close to what we need to be. We know it's between only a 3-year gap. We know it's a melee champion. We know it has to be top or ADC. So, which means it has to be top because there's no melee ADCs that are that old.
It looks like we actually have a timer to where we can do it as well. While they're prepping for draft here, I can let you know when draft starts as well.
Yep. Okay.
So it's got to be a top laner because there's no melee to carries. And it's got to be released after release date, but before 2012. Tryndamere, I think, was on release, no?
I don't know. That's just first thing. Tryndamere, Trundle, maybe.
Shen?
Magically altered human. Resource is.
Doesn't matter. Draft starting, but
No.
maybe try Shen.
Send it on Shen before we go.
Okay, so
right
it's
year.
definitely a top laner.
Yeah.
Right year, 2010. Okay. All right, we're into draft.
Yep. And
I think that we should see the same bands coming out again.
yeah, I know sometimes, now that they switched and we have the Cheezers on blue side and the Drizzlers on red side, sometimes you may now on blue side let one of those bands through because you plan on picking it.
So it looks like we're getting a tank out of the. They want to lock a tank here. They're banning Trundle so that they can lock a tank here first. I think they're going to early lock in the first 3 here. Probably like the Ornn. They're actually gonna lock Sejuani. They're gonna first pick Sejuani.
Maybe.
I'm not opposed.
I like it. It's great for starting team fights. Really solid all around jungler. Um, Now we'll see if they go give it some melee laners to go with it, or if they're just going to leave the Sejuani as whatever Sejuani can do on her own.
If you're the Cheezers here, do you not have to pick your top laner here in 3? You're giving counter pick anyways for top lane, and you don't want more of your champ pool banned out. Maybe they take like the Mbessa with the Sejuani. I'm trying to think of what else Bear actually plays up there to pair with the Sejuani. I know deep in the bag, there's a Gangplank player in there somewhere.
Yeah.
If we want to pull it out game 3, first game of the season with a brand new team, that's up for debate. Volibear's definitely in the pool. I know Yon's in the pool. Not 100% sure on Human, but
Yeah. They Drizzlers start off with Lilia Jinx. Lilia is one of those champions that can be very difficult to deal with. If she can get ahead, it seems like she just gets to run around and hit you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Um, and Jinx, the same thing. If she can get ahead and can get one kill to start off a fight, you just the fight could be over just like that. But they do have to get that kill for Jinx to be able to pop off. Milio as a response to Lilia is good. Everyone's about to go to sleep. Milio just ults. No one goes to sleep. And we get Smolder.
interesting.
Okay.
So we're about to have a 40-minute game 3.
Yeah. Yeah. This hopefully no one plans on going to bed anytime soon because we might have a long one.
Yeah, it's fine, guys. The casters didn't want to sleep tonight anyways.
Nope.
We're gonna pick. I don't know though. Like Jinx went ahead. If we're able to get any picks, can still run through these team fights. I kind of hate this pick, to be completely honest. I'm not sure I'm a fan of the Nautilus into the Milio.
I see what they're
But
going
I
for.
will not sit here.
But I think there's better champions to do what they need.
Honestly, I'm just wrong. I think the Nautilus is not bad here. You can send this Nautilus to roam, and it roams a lot better than Milio. And Jinx is really not at a threat to be dove by Smolder Milio. Depending on if the Cheezers over-index into bot side, they might be able to do it as Sejuani on repeat. But with the Rockets in the lane now, with the range buff, I think Jinx is actually just allowed to free scale in this lane, and Nautilus should be able to get a lot of roams off. And Voodoo Mama Juju was doing a really good job of doing it in game 1. Maybe they're going back to that strat.
Yeah, I mean, if that's their plan with this Nautilus, then it'll do a good job. If they're not pick Nautilus because they wanted to make sure they had point and click stun for Smolder, then good luck. They have to try to now get through Milio too, which makes it a little bit difficult to stay on him after your point and click ult him.
Cheezers make a really good decision to ban out 2 tanks, teamfight tanks, to avoid the Jinx synergy. They don't want the Shen to be able to teleport onto the Jinx and make Jinx Thanos in this game. The Ornn button is basically the freest engage in the entire game, in my opinion. I play with a resident Ornn merchant, and he is a problem every time it is in the game. Let's see what they end up picking here. They actually close out the comp with a Vlad Aatrox.
Mid, Aatrox top. Okay. I don't know how
I don't hate
feel
it.
about it's not terrible. It gives them at least something to go with Sejuani. Aatrox can help proc Sejuani's passive, but
they didn't really give Sejuani a whole lot of help in terms of proccing. Like, realistically, like Aatrox doesn't probably get that much, and that is not a great matchup for
Mhm.
Aatrox. So we will have to see how this top lane plays out. It looks like the top lane exchange has gone back and forth in game 1 and 2. It will be a battle of the top lane Thanos players. I think the Victor matchup is winning for the Drizzlers as well. Especially considering I'm fully expecting Voodoo Mama Juju to be on a roaming mission once we hit level 4 here. Like, I don't foresee this Nautilus being in lane very long.
Yeah, if this Nautilus can affect the map, get on, get out and get some ganks mid, forces Vlad to have a bad time, help this Lilia go in and invade on the Sejuani, I think this Nautilus can really be the difference maker. If not, if they both just stay in lane, Emilio and Smolder and Jinx and Nautilus just stand in lane and do nothing to each other and both just scale. I like the Emilio scaling into the game way more. But Nautilus can make the plays. If Nautilus can make the plays, then great. All right, now that we have a little bit of time, we can go back and see if we can get this.
Oh yeah, it's Lotto time.
Yep, Lottle.
All right. It's not energy.
Yeah, it's not energy and it's not mana. Which means it has to be Fury, which means it has to be Tryndamere, right? Like
Maybe Mordekaiser?
Mordekaiser, okay.
I don't think that's energy, right? That's like a health shield thingy weird thing that he has.
Yeah, I don't know what it's called, but you're right. It isn't. I don't think it's energy or mana.
Arts can shed light.
But he's not human. I think you're right. I think it actually is Tryndamere. It has to be.
Right? Like that makes the most sense.
Yeah, I think it's Tryndamere. I think we go with Tryndamere here.
Oh no!
Oh.
And it's not Fury either.
And he's 2009.
Nine.
All right, try Mordekaiser. We send it. I don't know what he is, but Revenant.
And it's a shield.
It's not shield
what,
either.
What else could it be? It's not Fury. It's not shield. It's not energy.
Oh
it's
no!
not mana.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! We're gonna be so pissed. It's Garen.
Garen.
Right?
Oh, it's manaless. Oh,
Oh, it's Garen.
it's Garen.
Oh. All right, it's quote time.
I just can't believe we hit all these or all the different resources, and it was the
It's
last
so
one.
upsetting.
Okay, quote. This feels like Lee Sin.
Oh, it's Master Yi.
Master Yi?
This is 100% Master Yi. It's got to be.
Yeah.
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 I've heard that line about 1,000 times since I started
The
playing the game.
focused mind can pierce through stone.
Yeah, that's a classic line.
Yeah.
That's Quinn. That's Quinn W, actually. It's Quinn. I'm not. It's either W or passive. It's W.
W?
It's W.
Let's go.
Yeah. All right, we're locked in.
Oh,
Jin. Gotta be Jin. Gotta be Jin.
Let's go.
Yeah, okay. We're locked in. Splash. Cho'Gath. Gentleman Cho'Gath. Big.
Hey, I was the first one the
Big.
hardest by a long shot.
Big. Gentleman.
Oh, man.
All right, we're locked in, chat.
Yep.
All right, well, wait. Now we have more time.
Yeah. I guess
all right,
we go to...
it's Pokédoll time.
Well, we didn't get the final smash. This is Villager.
Animal Crossing? Yeah.
Not Villager,
okay.
then it's
Isabella.
Yeah.
Yup. Okay.
Okay. Who did Kirby's follow?
Cloud. Is that Cloud?
No, because Cloud I think
looks like
gets a
Cloud.
sword. Is this Who is this? I don't think it's Cloud because yeah, that's not Cloud
No,
hair.
it's wrong hair. Oh, is it Robin?
Robin. Ooh, yeah. Let's go.
Locked in, locked
Let's
in.
go. The emojis.
Uh,
Old
who,
man.
who's an old man?
Mm.
Ganondorf?
Yeah, that's
He's
the
kind of
first thing
old.
that came to mind was Ganon. I'm trying to think of anyone else. Oh, what about
Who-
oh. We'll start with Ganon, yeah. That's a good first start. Sword. Old man sword.
Okay, maybe it's not old man. Maybe it's just white-haired young man
Maybe.
with a sword.
White-haired
Cloud.
young man with sword, Cloud, yeah.
Okay, and explosion.
And explosions.
Surely it's not
Is it
Link, right?
Sephiroth?
I have no clue who that character is. I haven't. Hell yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It's lit. That's Diddy Kong.
Yeah, the
100%.
fur, the hat. Yep.
Yeah. Gotta be Diddy Kong. Just the ears. Give it away.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
All right. Pokey? We hit the Pokey or no?
And you're gonna have to carry me on Pokey.
It's Gen 1 only.
Oh, it's
I
Gen 1
think.
only?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Gen 1 only.
Hmm.
Kingler. All right. It's one type
It only has
and it's small.
small.
And it's stage 1.
First evolution. Okay.
Okay.
Um
Um uh Weedle.
Weedle. That's yeah. That's good. Good. It's not a bug.
Oh, there's 2 types for Weedle. Wow, I'm trash. Okay.
Um
Pikachu, is he forest?
well we don't want forest anyway, so but like
Yeah.
yeah.
Primeape? Primeape's not forest. I think Primeape's just fighting. Like about the size we want. Okay. The
Okay.
mountain? Not mountain.
Not mountain.
Oh, I'm
Yeah, but
that
it's
was Mankey is what I was thinking
Mankey,
of anyways. Yeah. Not water, not bug, not fighting. Uh Abra?
Not
Not
psychic.
psychic?
And smaller. We're gonna go
Wow.
small.
Wait, it's so small. It's like actually miniature. It's under 1 meter.
Yeah. And it's not
It's
water,
under
it's not
90
bug.
centimeters.
It's not water and it's not bug. It's crazy to be that small.
Who's like the smallest Pokemon in the game?
It's not a bug.
Chat, we need help before game starts.
Pikachu is too big, right? I feel like that's
Oh, way too big. Yeah.
yeah.
Way bigger now, bro. Diglett? Cave? Not ground?
Not ground, not cave.
Bigger
And
than
bigger than
20
Diglett.
centimeters?
Bigger than Diglett.
Okay.
It's gonna start any second now. We didn't make it in time.
My next guess is like Rattata or something. I don't know. I'm lost. Okay. Anyways, we're locked in, chat. Ooh, Pichu, but it's Gen 1 only. Is Pichu in Gen 1, Vladrix?
I love this start when you play with Nautilus. You just all run it down one lane and you just hope for the best. Unfortunately,
Oh,
they're not
it's
getting the
Colin.
best.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Okay, I do like the bottom walk-in from the Nautilus. I don't know if the Smolder has sniffed it out. Voodoo Mama Juju might be able to flash over this wall and go for it. They're not actually going to.
Oh,
They do hit the hook. That is a
Nautilus.
dude. I'm
Nautilus
telling you,
is so dumb.
Nautilus hits Bluetooth hooks on the regular. Really good patience by the Vladimir. They're gonna wait. They're gonna get the 1 minute ward on the Raptor camp. Wait, we're not going for the ward. We don't care about the ward. We've given up on the ward. We're actually just gonna kill ourselves for the super late ward. They're not even gonna worry about it. Good sweeper. Absolutely nothing interesting happens level 1, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. If you're the Cheezers here, you don't want to deal with this Nautilus level 1. So good on Just a Dog. Stay away. Even though he did get hit by the hook, he was in a position where it didn't matter.
And it's a pretty even trade, all things considered. Do get a grass proc off on the Jax in the top side.
Another
a big
hook
hook coming out. They're immediately going to pop exhaust, though, onto the Jinx. Jinx is going to have her full lethal tempo stacked up. It ends up a favorable trade for the red side. Dira is pretty low, though. I don't know if Dira is ever going to want to go back in with the health given. Both
they're hitting 2
teams
here
have
and
to
going
pop their
for
health
it.
pots.
Oh,
the traps are just out of range. Good flash. They do burn the flash off of the Milio. They do still have the flash available on the Smolder in the bot lane.
that's just unfortunate. You try to get the traps down as fast as possible, so make sure you get that, and it's just slightly not in the right spot to get that Milio stuck there. Yeah, this is kind of like what we were saying earlier. I think if they can put the pressure on early and really make this Nautilus do something, then that Nautilus is a good pick. I'm glad they're not just letting them both sit and farm up, because that would be really bad for the Nautilus lane.
We did just hit a follower goal. I actually can't shout out whoever followed, but shout out to whoever followed, because I can't see it. We didn't actually get a banner for it.
Yeah.
But, oh yeah.
Yeah, thank you guys for coming out and watching. We're really excited about this league, and there'll be lots more coming as the year goes on.
I was promised health benefits with this job, so
Yeah.
that's the only reason I'm here.
That's what Bear told me too.
Oh, now I know I'm not getting my health benefits. This is just messed up.
Yeah.
We can't. There's not enough for that in the budget for 2 casters to have health benefits.
Yeah. I just want a dental. Like, you can have, regular medical. I'll just take the dental.
I'm a mechanic by trade, so I think I'll probably need the rest of it.
All right, so lots of back and forth here. I am surprised how well this top lane is going for Aatrox. It looked really bad early on, and somehow he's starting to just chunk out this Jax. I'm not sure if that's how the matchup is supposed to go.
I think Aatrox is supposed to win the matchup early. I think Jax does scale significantly harder in the side lane, given that the Jax doesn't die early. But, that's kind of what was supposed to happen with the Gwen matchup, and it kind of got out of hand here. I think junglers can play a big impact. I didn't even get to see the mid exchange, but the Nautilus did roam up, go figure, at level 3 and made a big pick onto the Vladimir. That's huge for the victor.
That's exactly like we were talking about. If this Nautilus can get into the lanes and cause trouble early, then this becomes a really difficult game for the Cheezers.
And T-Wayne just didn't want to give up this Raptor camp to the Nautilus invade, and Voodoo Mama Juju yet again creating a huge impact.
No one saw that. No one saw that.
So Lilia just had full stack Conqueror there, and T-Wayne wanted to go in and play for the smite fight. I actually do think that T-Wayne ends up getting the raptor, the large raptor away, but I don't think it was worth his life.
Yeah, this Nautilus, the more we're talking about it, the more it makes sense. I think this Nautilus is great for the Drizzlers because it gets Voodoo Mama Juju on someone who can affect the map from level 3. I mean, that's what they did really good game 1 and got them ahead was from early on. Cash Money and Voodoo Mama Juju were just everywhere, it seemed like. So let's hope that they can do the same thing here, and that can be their game plan for winning the game.
I mean, it plays perfectly. Prevent the Smolder from having 2 champions to free stack on for the entirety of the game. Just get your Nautilus to level 6 and then get him out of the lane. They are going to make a look on the mid lane, onto the Victor. Very good flash by Zodiac there to live. It was a good look by the Sejuani coming over the Raptor wall. And it looks like Lilia is just doing this crab. She does need to be careful, though, as Vladimir and Sejuani are roaming to this crab.
Bot lane is going crazy right now. And first blood or feats of warfare over to this Jinx. Barely getting away with her life.
They need to be a little bit careful, though. The Jinx is very low. She's going to get another reset. She actually hits level 6, and now this Smolder needs to be careful hitting this wave. Here comes the Jinx ult, and she's dead! From downtown, Dira hits an absolute huge Jinx ult, and that is a lot of gold going onto your Jinx before first base. We're actually going to be able to pick up the call and BF sword there.
What a heartbreaker for the start of the game for the Cheezers.
We do still have a lot of scaling options. Unfortunately, it looks like our Aatrox is about to go down. Both ults are burned out of the top laners, not going to chase from Zrip. Still have the teleport on the Aatrox, actually has the teleport advantage. This is actually a good lane state for the top lane. No ultimates on either players, and the teleport advantage for the Aatrox. Jax is going to have to base. Can the Aatrox actually slam these waves to deny Jax any of this XP?
Now, as this Smolder in this bot lane, this is just such a difficult spot to be put into. This becomes now just farm, scale up as much as you possibly can, and hope for the best.
They are doing a very good job with Smolder Milio, though, zoning this Jinx completely off the wave. And Smolder is still going to be able to freeform the waves, just Q-stack on the wave without threat of dying. But they just have to hope that their team can't give up everything because of the perma Nautilus roaming. And Sejuani walks in here. I don't think this is where you want to walk in. The Aatrox doesn't have the ult. The Vladimir's not quite a champion yet, and they do still have Victor ult. They're just going to waste time. Both top laners sacking about an equal amount of XP in the top lane. But your mid lane is not in a great spot. You don't have teleport. I mean, you are Vladimir, so you do heal and sustain in this lane pretty well. But Victor just gets to bully with first strike lost chapter at this point in the game. Should be a tower plating for Zodiac here. Voodoo Mama Juju is just going to smash this bot wave. And they're going on top side, actually, with Lilia. They're going to burn the Lilia ult. They do burn Aatrox ult, and he does get out.
There's a trade of flashes there for Lilia, but... Okay, Jax doesn't have his flash, so...
T-Wayne's actually hovering with the Sejuani ult, though. I'm very interested to see how this goes. They're actually catching a good timer because Lily is deciding to base. She's going to see the Sejuani on the control ward. She's walking late. I think she might get there in time. Jax actually is able to jump out. Lily is not going to end up going. She sees that she has the level disadvantage, and Jax actually just survives. Both junglers going for really good early ganks, but everyone's just surviving them. Voodoo Mama Juju's actually coming up the river. Can it be another big impact from Voodoo Mama Juju? She's not going to get there in time.
Sejuani just barely missing that ult there, and then barely being out of range for E. Great job by the Jax surviving that. A little bit of happy feet there, dodging everything, staying alive, giving his team an opportunity to come back and be able to have a counter gank that almost worked out as well.
Zodiac is taking full advantage of this bully matchup, gonna collect the second plate of the mid lane and getting so many first strike procs off on this Vladimir. Already has almost 1,000 gold lead in the mid lane, even only up about 20 CS. Zodiac maybe a little preemptive with the ult there, doesn't quite have the damage to blow them up.
Yeah, but Smolder using flash there is good for the fight coming up, and you know, hopefully he'll have ult up by the time that he needs it again.
Very true. Okay, the Jax is actually diving onto the Aatrox. Both top laners still have ults. I'm not super in love with the exchange going on in the top side. I do think this Jax just wants to collect free waves while it's getting shoved into him. There is a CS lead on the Jax in the top lane. And Jax might just look to fight here. Okay.
Nope.
Just a little auto
just a
Q
little,
away.
yeah.
Little Jax things.
I'll poke you with my lamp.
The most lethal weapon in League of Legends, by the way. They are opening up onto the Sejuani. Traps don't
hook.
quite hit.
I don't think I've seen Voodoo Mama Juju miss a hook yet.
Doing a good job of zoning this fight. Voodoo Mama Juju does get out, but there's a TP that comes in from the Aatrox from behind. Jackson TP is late bot lane. They're actually just going to open up onto Dira, and the Aatrox has an opportunity to kill all of them here. I'm not quite sure if anybody else dies here. No. They actually just bail out of the fight. It ends up really good for the blue side. They do secure the dragon. That's a very good TP from the Aatrox. It surprised me, and I have full vision of the map.
And that's what they need to do. They need to get this Aatrox behind them. They need to be coming from multiple angles.
Oh
man.
I can't believe Vlad was able to get into pool. Good job by the Lilia potentially getting out. Actually going to get pulled by the Aatrox and getting solo killed off the Gromp.
Bear is
Lilia
not ready to go down without a fight.
No kidding. Gosh, I shouldn't have talked so much shit.
Bear
I doubted.
is trying his best to hoist his team up and say, look, we can do this. We may be down 5 kills, but we can do this. And now they're only down 2. A couple more fights like that, and this game's right back. All it needs is another big fight like that. Another good flank. Smolder continuing to scale.
Blue side does need to be a little careful here. There is still a big gold advantage on the Jinx and Nautilus on the bot side. Jinx is also level 10 because of all the solo XP. So this Jinx can get out of hand pretty fast. Classic Vladimir matchup with a mage, just getting poked to heal it all back.
Yep.
Slowly getting whittled down though. Very good poke from Zodiac.
Yeah.
Spacing it super well. They do have vision of this Herald. It's not looking like it's getting started just yet. The Aatrox is going to want to go here, especially with the way that Jax just walked. Does have the Sejuani top. They have the Sejuani ultimate as well. They're not going to throw it. They actually just get the Jax flash for free. They don't burn either ultimate. And now they have these ults for this fight. They do have the Jinx on the side of the map. The bot lane is late to rotate. This fight can be good for the red side, but they need to do it fast because Smolder and Milio are on their way up right now. The Aatrox is actually free hitting. The bot lane is here. Smolder might have a big play here. There's a big angle. If Jinx gets one reset, this fight can go crazy though. Jinx is actually just gonna pop off. Are they gonna be able to take down the Jinx?
A flash exhaust to try to stop the Jinx from popping off, but it was not enough.
I really liked the look out of the blue side. They gave their bot lane so much time to roam up, but the resets on the Jinx are just too much to deal with. She gets one kill and she's just the best AD carry in the game.
I think there's a world they get the one kill and try to get out, but they wanted it all, and once you let Jinx get that first kill, you saw Green League had to flash in to exhaust this Jinx to try to stop her from running over the whole entire fight, but again, it was already too late.
And Vladimir's actually just going to go in and ghost and get a solo kill on the Jax as well as the turret. This is actually massive for the Cheezers. They end up taking the first turret.
I fear the Cheezers, you need to try to find a way to get this Vlad and this Aatrox on some flanks and take some of these fights again, because I think if you just go straight up in front and back, that's how they lost the last fight, and they're just not ready for those kinds of fights yet. Smolder just doesn't have the damage yet. Get a little Smolder check real quick, how many stacks he has. At 112 at 18.5 minutes, 18:45.
Was that me?
Oh, and
We do have a
Smolder gets
TP.
picked out of all that.
Oh, it's a nightmare for the Cheezers. The Jinx is just getting so many resets. They're going to drive this Herald into this turret. Are they able to get another reset? They're actually going to drive the Herald out, taking a little Yui. They do have numbers. They should look to go do this Ocean Drake here. Maybe just keep one to prevent the mid lane tower push. They can just go start this dragon, but they don't. They want to go take more to this fight. Voodoo Mama Juju, again, just doesn't even have to win the bot lane straight up, can just roam and make so much pressure on the map happen in the skirmishes.
Yeah, that was a beautiful hook. Just weaves it around the Milio, got just the Smolder, set up the team for the kill. Smolder used everything to try to survive there, and it just did not matter. Once you get hooked and get ulted, it's over.
Get a Smolder stacking update. We are at 117 Smolder stacks, so not quite there yet. As a resident AD carry player, where should we be at about 20 minutes here?
Yeah, I'm thinking it should be like 150, 140 to 150, about 20 minutes. So not super far off, but You know, at 25-ish minutes is when you want to be hitting that 200 to 250 or 225 and get that new passive upgrade. It's difficult when the Jinx is beating you now so hard because the Jinx can just harass you on every single one. You can't do what I like to do, like set up a wave so that I can get one Q that does all of my minions. You just don't have the ability to do that when you're behind because you're just being shoved in and you just get given whatever you're given.
The Aatrox is actually looking like they're gonna dive this Jax on this top turret here. Don't end up going for it. Udamama Juju goes in again on T-Wayne. They're actually able to find a good Vladimir engage. Vladimir's actually going to end up killing 2 here. Dira is still free hitting though. They got to be careful not to get reset. Otacon is actually hitting them. Dira actually hits another Jinx snipe with the super mega death rocket. Dira needs to be careful though. She's walking straight into the Aatrox. Dira's just dead. And that's a huge shutdown onto the Aatrox.
That is real unfortunate. I don't know if just wasn't paying attention, if, you know, just bad vision, like had no vision there. But that is real unfortunate for Dira. Big shutdown over to this Aatrox. This Aatrox is going to be real scary for this Jinx as this game continues to go on. I don't know how.
Youngster.
As the Jinx you're dealing with this Aatrox and this Vlad as the game goes on, but it's going to be quite difficult.
I think you have an easier time when you have a 2,500 gold lead on your bot laner. There is still an angle for them. Maybe just with the Nautilus R. The big problem is they have a lot of ways to hit you without actually having to. You have to dodge Smolder ult. You have to worry about the Vlad engaging on you under pool. There's a lot of things to get to this Jinx that they're not going to be able to fight without Flash at all in these fights.
Yeah.
Youngster Joey, you actually missed the last game. The Gwen of Osu had a 22k gold and basically 1v9 to the lobby.
Yeah. We get treated to a wonderful 3-game series, and getting to watch Bear try to do his best job of carrying after single-handedly throwing the first game, picking Yasuo.
Yeah, just make sure, Joey, that you don't ask Bear about the Yasuo game in game 1.
It was definitely all Bear's fault. No one else's in that game. But you know, he's making up for it. He's doing his best to you know, say, hey, look, I know I made a mistake, but you know, we live and we learn.
Can confirm we hit 0-10 and there was no power spike.
Oh, and Jax jumps in not knowing that there's
Jack's actually gonna jump
there.
in. They got the Lilia ult. It's instantly going to get cleansed by the Milio. The Smolder ult comes in with Mother. Bear actually TP's in. He's going to find Dira. Dira's just dead again. They can't deal with this fucking Aatrox.
That's what I'm saying. I'm telling you, this Jinx is useless if this Aatrox and this Vlad just get a free run at her. It does not matter if you're up 100k if you're just getting ran down.
They have to just give over the Otacon again, and the Dragon is spawning as well. This is a huge take for the Cheezers.
And get another check on our Smolder 160.
Yeah, 160 on the Smolder, not too shabby.
Yeah.
Probably could be a little bit more scaled into the game, but fortunately, with the current performance of their team, they're going to have plenty of time to scale. Still a gold lead for the Drizzlers. How do you slow down this Aatrox if you're the Drizzlers? What can you do?
Oh man, I think it has to come down to, you know, the Shax can't beat him in the side lane. Can Zodiac beat him in the side? I don't even know. Something's got to be able to make him be pressure where he doesn't get these amazing backdoor TPs where he's just right behind them, getting to just flank them and free hit on Jinx. Because if Jinx is under that much pressure from this Aatrox, it doesn't matter how many items Jinx has, she'll never win that.
Yeah, I think we might have to hold gravity filled just a little bit on the Victor. We've used it a little aggressively in the past 2 fights. Also, the Lily Asleep has come out like as an engage tool in the past 2 fights, and I don't know necessarily, especially with the Milio in the game, if that's what you want to do. I think maybe you should just be like, you know, kind of poking and hanging back, waiting for the engage, hopefully getting a sleep off on this Aatrox. He's basically the only target that you're going to get any value on it. Vlad can go into pool, Smolder can fly away, Milio's cleansing it, and Sejuani's just not really a champion anymore.
Oh.
It looks like we're about to get a pause because we've gotten a disconnect. We got an instant reconnect. Okay, hopefully we're okay.
Everyone paused and it's like, oh, do we need a pause? No, okay, no, keep going. Oh, here we go. We got our pause.
Yeah, we're getting the delayed pause. It looked like it was pretty quick though.
Pause.
There was some. There it is. There it is. Bit of a lull state in the game. Currently, there's no TP available on the Aatrox, so if you're going to pull a fight, this is probably the time. If you're the red side, while you have vision of the Aatrox, you want to send your fight. Unfortunately, like you were saying, there's just no way to match him right now. There's such a big gold lead in the top. And I don't think that the Victor ever wants to be in the side lane with this Aatrox right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you do right now against this Aatrox besides hope that there's not a ward behind you.
You know, there is the opportunity to out-macro them. They do only have the 1 TP because of the ghost on the Vladimir. Cash Money does win the smite fight for the Scuttle Crab. Add that to the stat line, Scuttle Crab Draft League. We're keeping track of all the Scuttle Crabs that you take. BM for you. You're not supposed to hit Scuttles in this league. It's pretty interesting to see how different these games have played out. I feel like in game 1, Cash Money had a lot of impact with the roaming Maokai. Cash Money and T-Wayne both have kind of just been a little bit like disappeared in these games. Obviously, they haven't been on carry picks. They've been playing a lot of the engage for their teams, but both players are kind of just slowing down, letting their AD carries, letting their top laners kind of dictate how the fights go.
We're talking about like blue team is winning this game and they're down 2k still. I mean, all it takes is, you know, Bear to be out of position and get picked off the 5-man, and then it's a free win for red team in the 4v5, or the other way around, Bear not being in the fight and the rest of the team winning the 4v5 or 4v4.
I would agree with you, Dot. They're not out of it, but I think that the now 1.5k gold lead is a little fake when we are at 30 minutes with a Smolder Vladimir in the game. It is a bit scary.
Okay, see, here's where you may have this issue. They are front to back fighting, so we don't get a flank this time from the Aatrox or from the Vladimir.
Very true, very true. Make sure you swap to items real quick as well. so chat can see as well.
Yep. Jinx already has Mortal Reminder. So we're just hit 3-item power spike as Jinx. Jinx is really strong right now. And gets excited from Dragon. Is it enough though?
Very good resets. Hooboy actually half health Jinx with one rotation. Got hit by the mom as well. Just got execute on the Smolder, but the fight's looking really good for the Drizzlers. The two scary boys still do survive on the bot side of the fight. They are going to go boost their stat line and kill another Scuttle Crab.
This is what I'm saying. At the front to backs, I think that the red team has it. For now, I think eventually that Vlad and Smolder become too strong, but without...
It got a bit spooky there for a second. Dira didn't even get an auto off in that fight until they were able to R and pick up a free kill. Hooboy actually just pulled and hit the E button, and she was half health, and then got hit with Smolder R and had to burn barrier. It got a little scary, and also no flash on the Jinx now, which is going to be a huge problem for the next fight.
Yeah, that is true. If anyone gets on this Jinx right now, she is going to get blown up. Aatrox, Vladimir, even Smolder right now, I think, can just sprint at this Jinx. But if they can protect the Jinx, Jinx just completed 4th item. This Jinx, 100% crit chance. 4th item, Hurricane. Damage is going to come out like crazy if she can get excited. I liked the red team playing around the Dragon, getting Jinx excited first, and then fighting. If you can do that again, Jinx might be able to run over a team fight by herself right now with 4 items.
Agreed. I don't want to sleep on the Victor either. Haven't talked a whole lot about Zodiac, but Zodiac is very comfortable in these control mages, has been farming exceptionally well in this game, has scaled up, almost completing their 4th item as well.
It looks like we're gonna get that fight right here around Baron. Red team is maybe setting up for it. No. Okay, just going back to mid wave.
Gotta go get that mid prio. Dira has to play so far back without flash and barrier. Barrier is coming off cooldown here in about 2 seconds. We'll have that up for this next fight. I think they want to stall doing this Baron until they can get the Jinx flash back up. It is still about halfway. What's the full cooldown of flash? I'm bad. 3 minutes, so probably about a minute away left on the flash.
Yeah, I think they just need to make sure there's no wards behind them. As long as they can front to back, they have a chance. Yeah, this team's getting really strong, but if you let this Aatrox get back there or this Vlad get just free access to your Jinx, I don't see any way that the red team can win the fight.
Agreed. The Vladimir Ghost is available as well. It does look like Aatrox is going to try and find this Jax on the side lane. Actually, it does hit the W. Jax is going to try to take the trade back. Going to get hit by another section of Qs. Does get out with a ward hop. Jax just has to be so careful in the side lane against Aatrox. Can basically never take this fight. It does look like red side is going to try to pull this Baron. I'm a little concerned for them. The Jinx flash still quite isn't up. Just setting up. Still going to go catch another mid wave. They do have the Aatrox.
Oh, jeez.
Oh no, and Dira is just caught by the wombo combo, and it's huge for the Cheezers. They don't kill anybody on the exit. Very well done juggling the turret aggro. Obviously, at this stage in the game, it doesn't matter. Basically, every champion in the game can just take like 5 tower shots. Yeah, Jinx just steps up in front of her team to try and clear a wave and just gets all in by the Sejuani. Shouldn't lose too much for it. They are just going to go play for their own soul point, deny the soul point from the red team. But now when you're the red team, you're just giving the Cheezers more time to scale.
And Jinx
Good vision control by Leaker.
Jinx there's just trying to one-shot that wave, you know, got Hurricane. It's like, okay, one rocket should kill this wave, and that's all they needed was her to step up to hit that one auto attack and instantly pull the trigger on her, blow her up.
She was just 10 seconds from her flash being up too.
Like, I think that's an ADC trap right there. You know you can one-shot the wave. You think, oh, if I one-shot the wave, then they can't dive me under the tower, and they decide while you're one-shotting the wave, you're being dove under the tower.
They are looking at cash money here. They are going to get the knockup. They're actually just going to one-shot the Lilia, but the Aatrox is on the backside of the fight. The Aatrox is going to get caught. Jinx is actually free to hit. She has barrier. She has flash. This might be the fight that they're looking for with Dira. They're actually getting hit by the Baron still. They're going to go for the crab now. Green Leak's actually taking his whole health bar to the Baron. Dira still walking. Dira still has super mega death rocket. They are going to continue this fight. I'm a little bit worried for the Cheezers here for them to continue this fight without their Aatrox. Super Mega Death Rocket doesn't connect. Are they just going to turn on the Baron, or are they going to play it safe and go shove waves here? A very aggressive flash out of the Vladimir. Jinx is able to flash. She got a reset. She's about to wipe this whole fight. Dira's actually able to free hit everybody. A huge pick by the Vladimir onto the Jax, but then just gets traded out and starts a reset problem for her team. And they are going to get the Baron as well out of that pick. The Lilia is back up to secure it. No members on the Cheezers can come contest this.
Yeah, I think the Cheezers just stuck around a little too long. If they would have reset, they could have maybe been back there before they got Baron and, you know, had a chance to hit them while they were hitting Baron. But instead, they kept on sticking around, trying to poke and prod and get something when they didn't have their Aatrox. It's very difficult.
A little bit overzealous by Bear, maybe limit testing a bit too hard. Had a huge flank, but just no damage to follow it up. All the focus immediately went onto him, and then you're just getting hit by a 4-item Jinx. There's basically no way you're assassinating her at 38 minutes when she's got 2 teammates around her on a flank.
Yeah, I think we hit the point now where it's going to be a little more difficult for them to just one-shot her. Now she has Bloodthirster. Now the whole team is sitting on her. It's got to be a squeeze. You got to come from both ways at the same time, or else it's going to be very difficult to kill this Jinx.
She has officially hit full build with pot. She does not have sums for the next fight. There is currently nothing to play for though, so she should be okay to play safe. I think the dragon is going to be spawning just before her flash comes up, so they're gonna have to stall it a little bit. But the Cheezers now have to be careful. They're gonna have to let their scalers take initiative in this fight. They can't be going for these flanks anymore, but they have to be conscientious of giving a reset to Dira.
I mean, we're at a very crucial part of this game. Any fight can blow this wide open either way.
They are 4-1 splitting. They're allowing this Jax to go push top. They're going to have to send the Aatrox back to go deal with it. I'm a little bit worried about what's going to happen to the Cheezers if they continue to just step at this Baron wave. They're looking like they want to force a fight, but they're not quite allowed. And Jax is now going to get this tier 2 top tower, but they don't know Aatrox hasn't left yet. They're actually going to engage. Are they able to get the pick? The Jinx is still free hitting. Super Mega Death Rocket doesn't finish anybody. They might take down Voodoo Mama Juju. The Victor ult does a lot of work. Jinx is getting the resets. They're going to lose the game. It was a big Jax TP into the backside of the fight, and they're able to clean it up. Zodiac lives.
That Vlad damage was crazy. Almost took 2 down from full health, but not enough. Jinx is about to get resets on these towers. I don't still know if there's enough now.
Yeah, these fights are so volatile. There's so many buttons that can just one-shot people, but you have to manage the health bars when Jinx is in the game. Zodiac putting out a flawless game on the Victor, 4-0 and 10. I don't think that they can stop this. They're just going to take down Bear. They're just going to take down the turret. They're going to get the Dira resets, and it's going to be a problem. That's the dead Aatrox. They don't quite have a wave. I think they're going to be able to tank it with the Nautilus anyways. Jinx gets the reset, and that's going to be the series for the Drizzlers.
Wow. A Jinx reset and a dream is all they needed. It just seemed like they had a hard time being able to get back to finding those flanks after that like third or fourth one. After that, it seemed like every single fight was front to back. When Aatrox flanked or Vlad flanked, they were instantly turned on and soloed, and then the rest of the fight happened after.
I think they played the fights really well once they started to get the gold scaling onto the Victor. They now just don't have the threat of trying to blow up the Jinx. They now have to worry about the Victor damage as well. So they're walking into a silence. They're walking into the gravity field. Lilia stopped using her fight to engage, or her ultimate to engage the fight. She was actually using it as a peel tool towards the end of the game. There was a lot of tools that the Drizzlers had to deal with the flanks. And unfortunately, their champions on the top side were just falling off. Aatrox doesn't scale as well as the other champions in the game. The Smolder Vladimir were really good picks, but they just didn't have the team fight champions to play around with them. They didn't have that guaranteed go button. And then you just get blown up and you have to fight against Jinx reset, and there's just nobody better.
You're right. Jinx pop off game. Not much you can do when resetting and just running over team fights. Um, it feels like the Cheezers had a good opportunity there in the middle and just weren't able to take that and take a lead. I think the whole game, the Drizzlers had a gold lead, and it got really close at one point, but never were the Cheezers able to fully take it and run away with the game.
Yeah, youngster Joey brings up a great point as well. The Jax had a really tough time early in the lane with the Aatrox, but they bait out a really good fight for the Cheezers bot lane. Bear was sitting in a control warded bush. They were assuming that he left the fight. They decided to go in. They were taking a numbers disadvantage fight, and Jax TPs from the top lane to match that fight and ends up turning the fight in their favor with a huge stun. That was probably the turning point of the fight. If they take that numbers flank and they win that fight bot lane, the game might just be over for the Drizzlers.
Agreed. Do we have someone who wants to come in and do the interview or?
Oh yeah, we got to see if there's any interviewees. Oh, Zodiac wants to interview.
I don't know why I'm like asking you guys to move me. I'm literally not been like to move myself.
Congratulations,
Yes,
Zodiac.
congratulations.
GG's, well played.
My first win in like 5 months in this league. By the way, actually.
Yeah, man.
It only takes a flawless performance for you to do it.
Yeah, I mean, look, Victor's my best champion, and when it's put up or shut up time, I mean, I'm gonna default to what I think is my best. And I mean, I don't think I played particularly well the first 2 games, especially that Talia game. I think I had too many dumb team fight errors that I'll just need to go look at. But no, yeah, I thought everyone played really well.
How are you feeling about your support Voodoo Mama Juju? Because that was a big talking point of game 1 and 3. We didn't really get to see uh, Juju roam in game 2, and I felt like that was a big problem for you guys in the draft. And then it looks like you adapted and picked up the Nautilus again and got a ton of more activity all around the map, kind of just everywhere. And the role in game 1 was in big part to the Maokai.
Yeah, I think that I mean, look, I've played with Voodoo Mama Juju. This is actually my third season playing with him. Um like I have like unironically, I've played every single season of um Huddle or Scuttle. I have had Voodoo Mama Juju on my team in some capacity. I just really like the way he plays. I think he's criminally underrated by a lot of people because I think his lows are pretty low. I'm not gonna lie. I would be a liar. I'd be a liar if I didn't say it. But I think his highs are ridiculously high, and I mean game 1 and 3 kind of showed it.
Yeah, huge performance. Also, your AD carry was just putting on a performance as well. What were your comms like after the first two team fights went really bad from that Aatrox flank? What was your adaptations like mid game to actually deal with it?
I mean, I think, and I said it pre-draft, and I think it's pretty true with both the carries in our comp, Victor and Jinx. If if we basically play a fight where we are just 5v5 smashing our heads into each other, right? We're always going to come out on top because we have ridiculous amounts of DPS, but not only with the Jinx, but also Victor, because Victor's Chaos Storm just annihilates people if it's given the opportunity to free like just to run in space. And I think we just kind of kept pushing that fundamental of like we need to find a good fight, we can't get flanked, like just constantly reminding ourselves. And I definitely think there are still some instances where they did have good flanks, but we were just ready for them.
Well, that's all I got. Do you have anything else for Zodiac, Mr. Dot?
Yeah, I got nothing question wise, but I want to ask who are you looking forward to playing the most in this league? Like, what team sticks out to you the most? I know we've gotten some of the match reporting in already. Is there a team out there that is the game we should be circling for? This is one of the games we should be watching out for. The teams we should be watching out for.
Yeah, I think the team that I mean, the Cheezers were one of them, right? I was really excited to play the Cheezers because I mean, it's always fun to play a team with Bear because I mean, Bear is very creative with how he plays fights, and he definitely has some really good ideas with draft, and so those games are always fun to play against one another. And I mean, he did a great job this series as well. You know, outside of game one, we don't talk about game one. Um, 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 but I think the one team I'm most excited to play, mostly just because of the matchup, is the Frauds.
Mm,
Um, I think that lane between me and Metro Dragneel is gonna be like absolute cinema. Or I'm just gonna get like my ass kicked. Like it's gonna be one or the other.
okay, so that's the game we need to be looking out for. The
Yeah.
Frauds versus
So,
the Drizzlers.
so I haven't taken a full look at our schedule. That probably means we play on week 2. So
Yeah, yeah.
so
All right. Any
Well,
other shout outs before we close out stream?
I do. Shout out obviously the Drizzlers. I think everyone played really well for kind of again, first week in these leagues are always really tough because you don't really get time to mesh with your team and get real practice in. So shout out the guys. I think they played really well. Um, Shout out to everyone in this league who signed up and is playing or is just here to support people. That's always good to see that this community is growing and continuing to kind of become hopefully become like one of the best amateur draft leagues, and amateur League of Legends. And shout out you guys for stepping up, helping us out with the cast and the stream. I know it takes a long time, especially considering we picked Smolder, Jinx, Vlad, Victor, all these scaling champs. So
Yeah, man.
so half the game is you sitting us watching here handshake waves. Um, but yeah, shout out to you guys.
Well, thank you.
well,
Yeah.
thanks, Zodiac. Appreciate letting us watch your fun Game one,
Scale.
series one. It was a banger series. Glad we got to see a game
Yes.
3, week one. I literally got asked to do this like 12 minutes before the game started,
out.
and it ended up working out. It was awesome. Shout out Bear for last minute
Yep.
casting recruiting. And
Hey, listen, I never said we're organized out here. I just said that we're a good community.
yeah, you gotta have homies to roll through. I respect it. And yeah, GG's. Have a good night's rest, and hopefully you guys get more practice in and can just like 2-0 smash the rest of the league.
I hope so. That would be good on my heart.
Well, from a casting perspective, I hope it's all 2-1, so they're nice and fun to watch.
Yeah. That's
Two
true.
ones all in your favor, but let's make them all fun. And I'm excited to see. It looks like almost every single one of the games in the Dragon League was 2-1, and then Baron is a lot of 2-0s and a 2-1. Okay, so seems like there's some more parity this year. So hopefully we have a good year with lots of game threes this split.
All right, yo. I think that's gonna be it for the cast. So thanks to everybody who rolled in and watched us have terrible draft takes, and also watched us fail at the Lotto and the Smashdle and the Poke. Though we didn't even finish the Pokemon one.
Yeah.
Unfortunate. We'll get them next time.
Yep.
And yeah, peace out, guys.
Goodbye.